For the past few months, I've been coming to prepare myself to have cancer. I was mentally prepared. I was like, all right, this is going to be my future. I'm ready for it, Lord. If this is the cup that you're asking me to drink, then like I'll do it and I'll be faithful and I'll steward this well. But God literally healed my lymph nodes. God literally shrunk my lymph nodes. This all started around this time last year. I went in for just a routine blood work. My bilirubin was elevated, and then they were like, we're gonna do an ultrasound on your abdomen. They thought they saw a mass above my kidney, went for an MRI. No mass on my kidney, but swollen lymph nodes. And then a few months later, I went for another MRI of my pelvis, swollen lymph nodes. And they were like, okay, well, this is definitely concerning. And I was like, well, this kind of checks out because I had an autoimmune disease called ITP in the past where I received a round of chemo where it eliminated a layer of my B cells in my immune system. So my immune system has always just been so shot. I'm like constantly sick. I'm constantly fighting stuff. So I was like, oh, my lymph nodes are just like swollen because something else has to kick in if one other thing's not functioning the right way. But the doctor was like, that would make sense, but like the areas where your lymph nodes are swollen don't add up to that math. And I was like, okay, so what does that mean? And he was like, well, it could be lymphoma. And I was like, well, take that back right now. So I went in for a CT scan, and when the results came back, the doctor was like, your lymph nodes are like abnormally large. There's like one here, there's one in my abdomen, there's one in my back, like everywhere is just swollen. So he was like, we're gonna do a biopsy on it. A few weeks ago, I had a biopsy of one taken out of my neck, and it measured 15 millimeters when I went in for the CT scan. And I prayed and prayed and prayed, Lord, like, please just heal me. Like, I can't do this again. I can't go through all this again. Like, God, if you're so willing, like, please do a miracle in me. I don't feel worthy of a miracle, but like, if it's in your will, please just heal it. And as I was praying one night, I literally felt the Lord like constrict my insides. I felt my insides tightening and shrinking. And then I felt a release, and I heard the Lord say, it's finished. I've done it. And I literally hit my knees and said out loud, like, I think God just healed me. Like, something just happened. So I put that in my back pocket. I didn't really tell anyone about it until we got the biopsy results. And as we were going in for the biopsy, the doctor was like, oh, your lymph node is really small. Like, it doesn't really look that enlarged. Like, they couldn't even find the lymph node that was so incredibly swollen before. And I was like, okay, well, that's a really good sign. And when we saw like half of the results come in, the lymph node measured 9 millimeters. So it was in the normal healthy range, and it shrunk 6 millimeters. And I remember looking at my husband being like, if that's the only miracle God did, then like, that is literally more than enough. Like, he shrunk my lymph nodes. Every day after getting the biopsy, I was waking up with a knot in my stomach, just researching, being like, oh my gosh, like I might have cancer, like this is gonna be my future. And I got a call from one of the nurses about 2 days ago now. And she called and she was like, hey, is this Kimberly? I was like, yes. And she was like, did you see the results? They came in last night. And I was like, no. And she just goes, everything came back negative. Like, you don't have cancer. They didn't find anything at all. Like, nothing was wrong. And my husband and I both just like lost it on the phone with this poor lady. I was just bawling my eyes out, being like, I knew that God healed me, but my flesh was still like, but you don't have the results yet. Like, you don't actually know if he did or not. And just hearing the confirmation that God did what he said he did was like insane. Like, I can't explain the relief I feel. I feel like when I hugged my husband after I got off the phone with that nurse, I had like a flash of like our future and our future family and our kids, and like I felt like I could hope again. I sat on the floor and was like, God, I don't know if I'm worthy of you doing this for me, but like, please, like, if I ask you of one thing, just please keep me alive. Because I'm not ready to lose my husband, I'm not ready to lose my family, I'm not ready for my family to watch this happen to me, to go through all this. Like, I can't do it, I'm not strong enough. And the Lord heard and he answered, and he's a healer. He's Jehovah Rapha, and he still heals. He still heals, and he loves to heal his children. He loves it. My faith has been strengthened and tested and refined through the fire in this, and like, there's literally nothing that he can't do. Like, I'm just blown away and am in awe and still kind of in shock at everything, honestly. Like, it's only been a few days and we're moving into a new house, and it's just been like a lot of stress and change happening, and I haven't even really like fully processed what happened. But like, may I never forget what he's done. Like, may I never move on quick enough from this. May I always remember, like, that the Lord saved me, that the Lord healed me. May this be just like a banner over my life, of his faithfulness and his goodness. So if you're listening to this still and you're battling something physically, just know that healing is possible. He still does it. And just don't doubt what he can do, because he can literally do the impossible. He can do anything.